Zethrin had been at the Galactic Military Academy for 6 cycles, and he'd learned one universal truth. Humans were soft. Small gravity world, no natural weapons, fragile bone structure. Easy targets for proving dominance. The human in the cafeteria looked even softer than most. Short, barely 5.5 feet tall, with thick glasses and a book tucked under her arm. She was reading while eating, completely oblivious to her surroundings. Perfect. Move, Zethrin growled, deliberately bumping in her table hard enough to spill her drink. The human looked up slowly, dark eyes behind those thick lenses. Calm expression. Excuse me. You heard me, human. This is my table now. Zethrin flexed his arms, his scales rippling with iridescent menace. He outweighed her by at least 100 pounds, and his claws could shred steel. Unless you want to. Zethrin woke up in the Medbay with no memory of the intervening events and a splitting headache that suggested his skull had recently had an argument with something very solid. His left arm was in a regeneration cast. His ribs ached, and somehow his own training blade was embedded in the wall 2 feet above his recovery bed. What? He croaked. Ah, you're awake, the medic said cheerfully. A Yalvari, with too many eyes and an unsettling grin. How are we feeling? Confused. What happened? You picked a fight with Cadet Ramirez. The name meant nothing to him. The human? The small one. That's the one. The medic pulled up security footage on a holo display. Let's review, shall we? Zethrin watched in growing horror. The footage showed him reaching for the human, Ramirez, with clear aggressive intent. Then it showed Ramirez moving. Except moving was inadequate. She'd flowed. One moment she was seated. The next, she'd redirected his grab, used his own momentum to flip him over her hip, and slammed him face first into the table hard. Enough to crack the composite material. That's where you got the concussion, the medic narrated helpfully. Zethrin had apparently tried to get up. Bad decision. Ramirez had swept his legs, caught his training blade from his belt mid-fall, and used the flat of it to hit nerve clusters with surgical precision. He collapsed like a puppet with cut strings. Temporary paralysis, the medic explained. Very precise. She's a specialist. The footage continued. Ramirez had calmly retrieved her book, stepped over his twitching body, and sat at a different table to continue reading. The entire encounter had lasted 8 seconds. I don't understand, Zethrin whispered. She's human. They're not warriors. Oh, you sweet summer cadet, the medic said, his multiple eyes gleaming with amusement. Did you even read her file? A data pad appeared. Zethrin's hands shook as he opened it. Cadet Maria Ramirez. 3rd-generation military family. Specialty, close quarters combat and asymmetric warfare. Awards, Terran Armed Forces Commendation for Valor. Prior service, Earth Special Operations, 6 years active duty. Instructor rating, Level 4 Combat Certified. Note, cross-trained in 17 martial arts systems. Holds Academy record for fastest opponent neutralization. Approach with caution and respect. She's an instructor? Zethrin felt his scales pale. Technically on sabbatical to complete her officer training, the medic confirmed. But yes, she teaches the Advanced Combat course on Tuesdays. You should sign up, assuming she doesn't file assault charges. Will she? Doubtful. Apparently. After you hit the floor, she told Commandant Vrexis that you'd learned your lesson. Very generous of her, really. Zethrin groaned and sank. 1 week later, Zethrin approached a table in the cafeteria where a small human sat reading a book. Cadet Ramirez? His voice was respectful, almost timid. She looked up. Yes. I came to apologize, and to ask if you're still accepting students for your combat course. Ramirez studied him for a long moment, then smiled slightly. Tuesdays, 0600 hours. Don't be late. And bring a mouth guard. Thank you, instructor. As he walked away, Zethrin heard her mutter to herself. They never read the files. He made a mental note. When dealing with humans, always read the files. Especially the small ones with glasses. Retry.